It feels outstanding. It feels fabulous. Like it's a dream come true. Like I feel so happy and I feel so special sometimes to have the residency to work in this business and work on all these great movies and and to be a cultural, like these are cultural icons and I get to design them. Like it's fun.
Feel knowing that little girls and women everywhere are now inspired to get the Little Mermaid hairstyle that you created.
I mean, some days it's overwhelming. I mean, my Instagram, like it's blown up and just people showing me, the little girls showing me with their dolls and, just reaching out to me. It just makes me feel so happy that, as a community, like movies can bring people together and that's what makes it special and how people love the look, and, and it's just exciting that I got to be a part of it and be a part of history.
What would you say was the highlight of working with Halle? Was your process collaborative and what was that like?
I think Halle is one of the most talented young ladies I've worked with in such a long time. And she truly is beautiful from the inside out. I mean, where are you going to get a girl who is, first of all, that beautiful, so kind, who can act, who can sing, and the voice and dance. And like, she just did everything so effortlessly and she worked so hard. And her voice is just something that is angelic. And the first time I heard her voice, it just made me cry. Because it's one of those, it touches your spirit.
100%.
Yeah.
She really embodied Ariel and the innocence of her and everything.
And she very much is that. So all of those things, it was a perfect fit.
100%.
Yeah.
And would you say you guys discussed the hair? Was she a part of that conversation? Or was it something that you did and then you took to her? Was it kind of a back and forth or how did that work?
No, very much so. So I got the call from Disney and they talked to me about like really designing the look for her. And I said, I really need to meet her. So I went and her family, the Baileys, they invited me into their home and we all just had really good conversation, a chat. And I really got to see who she was in her family environment. And, very much so that, her mother and her sisters, and they all have natural hair and how the natural conversation was really important to them. And keeping her locks was really, really important because it's part of who she is. So I was like, you know what? I can do this. Like, I was like, I want to make sure that I can secure that in her where when she gets on camera, she feels great in her locks.
100%. And can you briefly explain the process of keeping her natural hair, but also wrapping the new hair around it? Right. Just kind of break that down for us.
So, as I started to, design, this is how I start. I start designing, I look at a couple different things. I look at what is your skin tone, what's your undertones in your skin, what's your eye color, what your hairline looks like. There's all these little things that I start looking at. So in designing that, I started looking at Halle and like really studying, like I'll sit there and just like get all your pictures and put them on my computer screen, or I'll print them out and I'll just plaster them like across my mirror in the bathroom. I know it looks crazy, but I'm thinking about what's gonna look good on you. Like, I want the style to speak to me. So I started thinking about how we could do it. And Rob Marshall was like, Camille, he goes, I love the locks idea. How can we take this? And he goes, I need to see that hair dance in the water. So when I grew up a swimmer, I started thinking about how hair moves. Like, how is this hair gonna move? How is it gonna be beautiful underwater? So that's how I got started thinking about it. So going into the hair color, I knew that we wanted to do like 3 different colors of reds. We tried probably 15 different colors, like different shades, what looked good against her skin tone. And that's how we came into that really beautiful golden orange red that looks beautiful on her. And that's where we started. And then I started designing like, what is this hair gonna look like? So I started talking to my hair manufacturers and saying, hey, what can we do? So we started saying, I said, we need 30-inch. I said, I want the top of the line, the premium, 30-inch. We're gonna custom color it. We're gonna custom perm it. And I remember the first batch came and I was just like, I hugged it. I was like, this is the most beautiful hair that has ever been produced for a movie. Well, in my opinion, it was like and just to see all the colors come together. And then we were like, we're gonna wrap her locks. So wrapping her locks in the 3 colors to give it like multi-dimension. And then we started adding loose hair in between, high, low. And I remember that first time we put in a little bit of loose hair and Rob Marshall came in and he looked, he goes, can you add more hair? I says, oh yeah, we can add more hair. And then when we got her in the tank and that hair was just dancing. I was like, here we go, we did it.
What would you say was your overall inspiration for the hair? Like, what did you really want to channel with it?
I just really wanted to channel, you know, an Ariel that was Halle. I just wanted to really do something that was for her and that was going to be beautiful for the characters, and that the fans can say, oh, this is Ariel. It might be a little bit different, but still see Ariel in that. And she does embody that beautiful Ariel and the mermaid. That's
beautiful. And you can definitely see that. And she totally just embodied who Ariel is.
Yes.
And I think the hair was just an added extension onto that. And so throughout the movie, she goes on this journey. Her character evolves a lot. So talk to me a little bit about how the hair evolved along with her.
Well, like when you first see her, you see her in a lot of underwater. So, especially with the visual effects, the underwater was a big deal to get that right. So working with all the visual effects guys, they were just wonderful. We started from day one. I knew that we were going to start there. So started working on it. I actually made the visual effects a wig, a mock-up wig. So they would have something that they could tactile see. And we talked about hair, skin tones, hair colors, hairlines, where the locks were going to be placed, where the loose hair. Like, there was a lot of conversations that we were always having, and they were sending me things back and forth from day one. We started working on that. So that's part of where we started in the process as it evolved. And and then working with Colleen, the costume designer, she was like, I think that we want to add a headband to break it up in this part. I was like, great. So all of those things, as we evolved, we just wanted to keep her looking very beautiful, but, have her evolve as she evolves through the story. And she evolves in the story as a young woman, from going for somebody who, who's curling her hair with a fork to, going to meet her prince. So, it's a beautiful fairy tale.